So much fun inventing these characters have all got a little bit of me in them, I have to admit. The mother's wedding and these three women who are upset because their romantic lives are all disastrous, and they see their mother deliriously happy, and it's just not fair.
Mummy, tonight is your last night as a Munson.
What? You're not going to change your name again.
Mrs. Geoffrey Loveglove.
Beautiful name. It's not his fault.
Mummy Loveglove.
This film is very personal to you. This happened to you, and I wonder, how do you choose what to put as a fiction, and how and when use your memory in the film? How do you make that balance, or how that works in your mind? Because this is your first film as a
Well,
director.
all the memories that the character played by Scarlett Johansson has are my memories as a child. And that was the seed that started the film. And I remember discussing, somebody said, well, you should make it into it. And I said, why? No one's going to be interested in my life. They said, well, invent it then. So I had really so much fun inventing these characters have all got a little bit of me in them, I have to admit. But inventing these women, this situation, the mother's wedding, and these three women who are upset because their romantic lives are all disastrous, and they see their mother deliriously happy, and it's just not fair. So I was very interested in the relationship between the daughters and the mother, and how the daughters needed to grow up a bit, and I loved the idea that the mother tells them that men aren't, Prince Charming. They're just blokes.
There's also a beautiful detail in your film. It's the animation by Reza Riani. And how do you work with that? How was that decision to include it in the film and being this kind of buffering of a situation that is happening?
It wasn't a decision to include it in the film. The film is built around that, or was created around that. So that was the most important thing to me, was the idea that you can have a memory, and you can have this precious, the only thing that remains in my case, of my father, was what I could remember of him, because I had nothing else. So these memories, you keep, they're like little jewels. You polish them, you make sure they're all right. You try and keep them the same. You try and not shift things. But of course they do shift. And which is why the animation was so good for this, because it's unreal, and it takes a bit of distance from the memory itself. So I think memory in a drawing is much more effective than memory with a funny blurry lens or a strange lighting or anything. I've always really liked animation anyway. And this guy Reza, he's just so talented, and I'd seen his stuff before, and so it was very clear that I wanted him to do it.
My daughter just turned 6 years old, and I'm basically new in this thing of fatherhood. It's an ongoing learning. Did you learn anything new about what's the meaning of fatherhood after making this film and going back to those memories and recreating to make a film?
Wow. Yes, I think I did. I think seeing how audiences react to the memories particularly has really, I'm amazed at how many men are affected by, really moved by these little sequences. So yeah, I think fatherhood is a long-term job. And when you're a father to a 6-year-old, it's very different from being a father to a 40-year-old. But you're still the dad. You have different, there are different lessons. There are different ways of being useful. There are different ways of being important. I love the moment when the husband, Jeff, the fresh new husband, the mother's husband, takes Scarlett's character in his arms and says, "I'm looking after your mother now." I mean, that breaks my heart. I mean, I know it's invented, but it still really moves me each time I see that.
And also, I my favorite sequence is your monologue at the graveyard.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.